She said, please. I screamed on your knees. She cried one last time, baby, do another line for me. But darling, I gotta go. 'Cause baby, I'm on the road. I pulled out my nickel-plated knife, let that motherfucker shine for show. Bang, bang. Now I'm on the run, now I'm on the run. Now I'm on the run, now I'm on the run. Now I'm on the run, now I'm on the run. Now I'm on the run, now I'm on the run. You see, that lady stole my medicine. Now I got a body and the law on my tail. Shit. I slam my Camaro and drive. Hell, I do it for the thrill of the high. I worked hard all my life and the shit ain't right. Who cares? But life ain't fair. I'ma tell the judge, give me the chair. And if I make it that far, I'll become a real star. Hell yeah. Bang, bang. I'm on the run now.
Man, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is your boy Reckless Talk with the Reckless Talk Podcast, Reckless Talk Sports Podcast, Reckless Talk Management and Promotions, A1 Music Empire, Houston City Beat. We are the storytellers of Houston. Man, we are back. We got a special one for you. Man, we are back with my guy, Chad Tate. This is the story of Chad Tate, episode 149. Man, big shout out to our sponsors. We have a little difficulties right now. Who's watching? I know we got Dusty. Dusty, did you hear the music playing at all? Man, my boy Dusty on both pages on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know if y'all heard the music playing or not. But yeah, we are live. We are on the road, North Carolina. Let me set this up for y'all real quick. Check this out. Y'all want to catch Dusty since he's on here. Let's actually do this real quick. Man, catch Dusty Hayes, Reckless Talk Management Promotion artist, performing November 2nd. It is going down. Y'all don't want to miss it. This dude is super, super dope for real. And then December 7th, man, we are out at Iron Horse Rock Bar, 18313 Eagle Bay Boulevard, Webster, Texas, 77058. It's going down. It's K-Rhyme's On Fire concert with a bunch of dope artists. Man, y'all don't want to miss it. Man, big shout out to our sponsors. Otto's Root Beer, the greatest root beer on earth, brewed in Huntsville, Texas by Brew Nation. Old school family recipe from the 1950s. Always support local. And of course, we got J-Rack Distribution at LLC. And the greatest burgers on earth, Smash Wagon, just voted best burger in Southeast Texas. Y'all definitely go check them out.
Yeah, man, they said they could hear the music. They said it was Ray Ray.
Okay, it was Ray Ray. All right, cool. I couldn't hear it for some reason, but I'm glad y'all could hear it because I just entered. Yo, Cody, we got Cody in the house. What's going on, brother? Man, look, you see Cody's profile picture. Throw some size and stuff. Man, yo, we got awesome Ray Ray in the house, man. Yo, so check it. Since y'all can hear the music and everything. Man, what's going on, bro? I was just telling my brother Chad about you, man. You're a dope ass artist, man. We met in Hollywood and stuff. You know what I mean? Yo, all right, y'all check this out. Chad is the first white male, really white anything, to pledge Alpha at the University of South Florida in 1991. We came all the way to North Carolina to interview him. This is my brother right here, my mentor. I got mad respect for you, man. You already know what it is. Man, show them that shirt. It's black on black. I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah. I didn't even know I had that on. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we in my little fake studio.
Man, studio tight. I like it. I fuck with the studio. Add banner. Okay, let's cancel that. My bad, guys. Save. Okay, boom. There we go. The story of Chad Tate. Man, Chad got a dope story. He steps, he does all that. We're gonna show some film. You know what I mean? This what we're about to show right now is from back. What year was this video?
This is 1992.
1992. Y'all check this out. He will be the only white man in the video. Chad, get it. That boy getting home. We got more. We got more for you. We got some more. Man. All right, so as y'all can see, everybody in the comments, let's see what we got here. Which one's Chad? Yo, Cody, you stupid. He said, "Which was Chad?"
I'm the one that was melanin challenged.
Yo, guys, we are live on YouTube Music, and Facebook. So if you rocking with us on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. If you rocking with us on Facebook, hit the love button, comment, share. And if you rocking with us on YouTube Music, truly appreciate you guys. My podcast goes where you go. The camera's up there today. Where you go already, man. All right, so I wanted to do this interview because, like I said, a year and a half ago, Chad was the third interview I did. I was only on one platform on YouTube. The light-skinned brother.
I'm listening, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, you good. You good. Everybody in here, we good. High energy, nice moves already. The one with the black shirt. So when I first interviewed Chad, I literally had less than 50 subscribers on YouTube. You know, and here we are a year later. He's the 149th interview compared to the third interview. We're on 3 platforms. We went from under 50 subscribers to over 8,000 on 3 different platforms. We're streaming on 3 platforms, and we're also gonna stream this on. We're gonna put this up on HoustonCityBeat.com, where we get tens of thousands of views per month on there per episode. So, man, tell everybody where you from. You know, we can start like that. You know, where you from? What was it like growing up in your city? And we'll start from there. What was little Chad like? And y'all see the luxurious hair this man has. Were you born with that hair? That's my question. Like, did you come out like, hey, I'm here, I'm born, look at this hair? You know what I mean? Because that man's hair is on point right now. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't have waves. I just look like this though, y'all.
Hold on, before you answer that guy, when I say like this dude, Chad is my guy. Like Chad is like my dude for real. Like this is my guy right here, for real.
But yeah, so yeah, my hair has always been a joke. Like everybody's always been like, so what do you do? Like, what's your hair? And you know, if there was a coming to America for white people, I'd be like, it's juices and berries. Like there's nothing. I get out the shower, I shake my head a little bit, I run a comb through it, and I walk out. That's the end of that. That's
Chad got perfect hair. I swear I don't believe he even do that. I swear he woke up like that. For real. Big shout out to my cousin Crystal in the building. Man, so where are you from and what was it like? Mind you, we are live in North Carolina, guys. We came all the way to Chad's house. It's been a few years since we've seen him. You know what I mean? So it's a pleasure. And thank you and your wife for having us here, for real, man.
My brother, it's all love. All right. So I grew up in a little town called why does this keep popping up? I grew up in it's jacking up our picture, man. Joints jacked up. I grew up in a little town called Roanoke, Virginia. And it's Appalachia. I grew up in Appalachia. And you know, I had an incredible childhood. I mean, in our first version of doing this, Jay said, "Now y'all got to remember Chad's from the hood." Let me explain something to you. I'm not from the hood. We just had this conversation over dinner. I'm not from the hood. But where I grew up was extremely diverse. Like my junior high school, before I moved, I ended up moving to Tampa. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But before I left, my junior high school was like half black. Like our snow queen was black, you know. So if you wanted to get down, like we had a dance every Friday after school. If you wanted to get down, you needed to be cool with black people but even before that, my mom and dad are Motown era people, right? So yeah, I'm country. My parents were country, But if you went through my parents' old albums, you're gonna see Jerry Butler, the White Man coming, or the Ice Man coming. You're gonna see you're gonna see Motown basically, and then the 70s, right? So my favorite artist in the 70s was Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's my favorite stuff. So musically, that was already a thing for me. And now, okay, I'm old, right? Y'all just saw I pledged in 1991. That step show was 92. By the time I'm 10 years old in Roanoke, Virginia, I didn't grow up in New York. I didn't grow up in, on like East Coast, New Jersey, down to Baltimore or whatever, New York, Jersey, Philly, none of that. But when I'm 10, like 1982, I'm already listening to, I don't know, man, like Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC. This is what I was growing up with. I don't know how old some of y'all are, but there's an old song called Space Cowboy by the Johnson Crew. Like, this stuff, this is from like my childhood. And this is gonna make me mad. This thing keeps popping up. But so anyway, so that I was breakdancing. I had Puma shoes.
Basically, he a light skin.
But the other point, Jay, this is important. Like, it was cool for all of it. Like, we all wanted to be down. Like, all my white friends, it wasn't just me. So that's kind of how the whole thing began evolving. And then I moved to Tampa, went to high school. I took a couple classes. I was a very good student. I had over a 4.0 GPA, all that. And so I had the opportunity my senior year to take a bunch of dual enrollment classes. And we had a professor come in from Hillsborough Community College. And he said, "What do y'all want to learn this semester?" And we were like, "Well, what do you have to offer?" He said, "Well, I could teach this. And he said, Intro to Black Studies and Intro to Black Culture. And I raised there's only 8 of us. I mean, this is an elite class. I'm like, "Excuse me, professor, what did you just say?" And he said, "Intro to Black Studies, Intro to Black Culture." I'm like, "Well, what is that? What is that?" I mean, I don't even know what that even means. Like, I've been introduced to Black culture since I was a kid. But what it really was an intro to civil rights. And so we watched things like Keep Your Eyes on the Prize, as an example. And man, the truth is, I started getting mad. And here's why. It wasn't just because I had a lot of Black friends, especially playing sports. I didn't even mention that. I had a lot of Black friends. It wasn't just that. It was, I have a good education. I have over a 4.0. I'm being recruited by colleges around the country. And nobody ever told me this?
No.
Till now? Nobody? So I went into a phase, man. I don't know if I told you this before. I went into a phase, like when the summer before my senior year, before my freshman year of college, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X.
That's where it began.
Transformative book for me. It changed my life forever. That's before the movie. For those of you who are very young, that's before the movie. He wrote that with Alex Haley a long time before the 90s. But my point is, I read the book and it messed me up, man. It just messed me up.
Well, Why would you say it messed you up?
Because, like I said, where I grew up, we were all cool. It's not that I didn't know about race. I knew that there were racist people, but going back to Roanoke, Virginia for 1 second, right? My frat brother, the late, great Noel Taylor, was the mayor of my city from 1974 until like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a black man. He was a famous pastor. He was so like I thought we were all supposed to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is before Rodney King. You know, can't we all just get along? Whatever. This is before that.
Yeah.
This how I grew up. So it made me mad. Like autobiography of Malcolm X jacked me up because I didn't know what other parts of the world were like. I guess I don't know. I'm from the South. Y'all can hear my accent.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. That's the crazy thing. He's from the South and didn't experience that. You know what I mean? And I remember last time we talked about it when you was on the show a year and a half ago. You know, you went to your mother. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, you said you went to your mother. You asked her about it, or she didn't.
She didn't know either.
Didn't know it existed either. You know what I mean? So even back then at that time, you know what I mean, living in the South. You know what I mean? You lived in a diverse world.
I did.
I'm not even going to say a diverse world. You lived in a diverse circle.
I did.
You know what I mean? And
I lived in a diverse community.
There you go. You know what I mean? So for you to, in your late teens, you know what I mean, realize what's going on.
Right. That's when it was. And so then I get to USF.
University of South Florida, fellas.
Yeah.
And ladies.
That's that. So I get there and, I was looking for a place to sing because I always sang. And my upperclassman roommate was a white dude. And I was like, so where's a good place to go sing? He's like, well, there's the university choir and the concert chorus. And I'm like, I went and checked them all out. I'm like, oh, they're, that's good. They're very good. That's just not what I'm asking you. That is not what I like.
Not what I want to do.
I won a talent show singing James Ingram and Patty Austin, like Baby Come to Me. Like that's how I won our high school talent show. So and I don't sing anymore, so don't ask me to sing. But anyway, he said, well, the only other thing, like I told him, like, dude, you're worthless. He said, the only other thing I know of is the USF gospel choir. And I'm like, great. That sounds like just another thing. He goes, you can't sing with them. I'm like, why not? He goes, they're all black. I said, excuse me, where did they rehearse?
Hold my beer.
I'm going to find out where they rehearse. So he's like, I don't know. I guess you would go to the Black Student Union to find out. I was like, no problem. So I show up on a Thursday afternoon at the Black Student Union in my Army ROTC scholarship, camouflage, looking like I'm supposed to be on my way to Desert Storm. And everybody's, the whole, like, this is not a small organization. They're like, what in the? And so I found out they were all very cool to me. Found out where the gospel choir rehearsed. Went to rehearsal that night, and man, bro, they looked at me like when I walked in, the president of the choir was arranging chairs and everything, in the music building. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. Did we not reserve the room? Are we in the room? she thought that's a true story. That really happened. I could get her on the phone right now. She'd be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And then I met the choir director. He was an Alpha. We became friends. He introduced me to some other dudes, and it's a very, very long story, but I'll cut it off right here. What happened next was two things. One, this music thing from my childhood came flying back. And I'd never heard of gospel like this, but they're rocking and clapping. That's not. I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
They're rocking and clapping, and they're all looking at me like, "What you gonna do?" And I was like, "I think you've got the wrong guy. Please, this is not gonna be a problem. Let's go. This is what I'm talking about." So, if you, so anyway, I ended up becoming the president of that choir. We sang backup for Ray Charles, Michael Bolton, in my tenure. And that choir director guy introduced me to some other guys, and they had a new line coming, and they asked me if I would be interested. And this is where I kind of got emotional a little bit last time we talked, I think, because what you said is right. Like, I was the first white person ever to pledge a Black Greek organization in my school. Think about the chance they took on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think about that all the time now that I'm older, especially. At the time, I was like, I'm down. What's next?
Yeah.
But now that I'm older.
Hold on. Did you realize back then the movement? Because that's exactly what this is. This is a movement. You know what I mean?
What movement?
Like the fact that you pledge Alpha. You started a movement. You know what I mean?
I didn't start it.
Well, not started because there was other white males that pledged in other schools.
Other schools.
You know what I mean? But you're part of that movement. Let me rephrase.
All right.
You're part of a movement. So did you realize how big of a thing it would be?
A little bit. I mean, I understood. Like, I wasn't a dumb dude. Like, I knew it was a big deal. I knew it was a big deal, right? All right. So, but man, I was already a member of the Black Student Union. I was a member of the African People's Socialist Party, the National Democratic Uhuru Movement. So it wasn't.
It was
yes, I understood, but at the same time, like, I didn't understand the chance they were taking. One of my frat brothers said this to me in 2008 when Barack was running.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is what he said. He said, "Are you voting for Barack Obama?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." He said, "Why?" And I said, "What do you mean, why? Like, I'm voting for Barack Obama. Are you crazy?" He said, No. I want you to think about this for a second. This is a serious question. I'm like, I'm voting for him because this is what's supposed to happen in the world, and this is gonna prove that, like, America can get past racism, and he's Black, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what he said. He goes, "What if he's the wrong guy?" And then I was like,
mm-hmm.
So now that's 2008, right? So this is, what is that now? 16 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever. So my point of telling you that is 16 years ago almost. My point of telling you that is I've asked my older brothers, I've asked them, like, why did you take a chance on me? And they would tell me. And I would ask, well, did y'all have to talk about it? Like, what if I was the wrong guy? What if I was the wrong guy to take the chance on?
What was their reply to that?
Their reply was, the guys I'm close enough to who would tell me an answer, because they really shouldn't tell me an answer, because it should have been secret then and to them and secret now or whatever. But what they said was effectively that they were pretty worried until my interview, because there's a whole bunch of stuff before the interview, but they didn't know how I would do in the interview because a bunch of old brothers want to come back and hear what y'all talking about? Like, what are you going to do? What now? And then they interviewed me, and they were like, we're good. No problem.
Man, I want to speak on the stepping. We're gonna play this video again. We played it in the beginning of Yo, Leo, what's going on, my guy? Leo tuning in from New York. Man, we got Vinny tuning in all the way from Nigeria. Big shout out to Vinny, man, one of my big supporters.
Nigeria. Whoa.
All the way from Nigeria.
Yo, where in Nigeria? Lagos?
Where you at, Vinny? I'm not sure if he's still in. He commented a minute ago. But yeah, Vinny a real good dude, man, for real.
All right, sorry, go back.
Nah, you can let me pull this up, guys. I want to try to watch this video. Yo, we got Jay Coop in the house, man. This is my co-host and co-founder of Reckless Talk Sports, Jimmy Cooper in the house. I know Jimmy got a bunch of questions for you. A bunch of questions.
I'll try to be an open book.
Man.
I'll try to be open book.
Y'all catch the Reckless Talk Sports every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. We talk every Saturday morning. We talk about NFL and college football.
Man, look at that pin patch you got on.
You like that?
That is tight.
You like that? That's actually, I took that picture at the award show last year.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go ahead. First, let's explain this right here.
This is a big deal. So this is before the show you saw. This is our first year. Now check me out. All right. Now I've been talking about how down I was or whatever, but Here's what's important. I crossed. If you're not familiar with Greek orders, I became a member, right? I pledged, and then I became a member. And that first step show was 20 days later. 20 days. Jay, I had never seen a step show.
That video we played earlier?
No, the one for this year, the year before.
Okay.
Yeah. So this 20 days after I crossed is when this show was. All right. Okay. I had never seen a step show, not even on A Different World. Yeah. I knew a little bit, but I had never seen one. And man, what we went through to prepare for that. So that's why this is such a huge deal for me, because we just crushed everybody. We just destroyed people. Hashtag never lost.
Hashtag never lost. All right, so let me ask you a question. Right. So this being your first step competition, right?
Yep.
So we already know your brothers had your back. The school had your back. Man, the people you were against are obviously with other universities, correct?
Other universities and other fraternities in our school.
Okay. So what was the reception you got at that competition from the other fraternities and universities?
All right. So from the other fraternities, everybody was just cool because, man, that's one of the things about my experience with Black people in my life, just in general. It's the most loving, accepting, warm group in America. Just ethnically, anybody's welcome. How you saying you thought I grew up in the hood, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the first Black church I ever went to was in the hood. Straight up, there might have been a shooting 8 hours before church. It was in the hood.
Yeah.
But man, I walked in and they just looked at me and put their arms around me. Like, come over here, sit with us.
That's one thing I noticed. Black churches, they're very accepting.
Everybody, it don't matter.
No, nothing like that.
Nah. So all right. So the fraternities, and answer your question, the fraternities and sororities at my school, they were all cool because, first of all, you get a little bit of a grade on the curve just because you're the white boy. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be if you on beat, you're gonna be all right. If you know how to handle
some type of rhythm.
Right. So that was that. But the other schools, there was another organization is called Phi Beta Sigma. That's another fraternity. And they had a dude at Florida, the University of Florida, named Mallet, white boy. He went to the high school you went to. He went to Brandon.
At Brandon High School.
He went to Brandon. He may be the best stepper I've ever seen. Way better than I could have have ever been.
No.
And he was a clown like I was. You saw some of my goofy little whatever moves, right? Trying to use comedy to my advantage. My man comes out. First of all, he kind of looks a little bit like Jim Carrey, and he comes out and he's like, "Let me tell you something." He's doing like Fire Marshal Bill in the middle of this. So he was coming after me. But it was all in love. It was all in good fun. And he and I are friends today. His frat brothers are friends. We're all friends today. Because we were talking about this at dinner, man. Like it was different. There was all this animosity on social media. This was not the case. Not in 1991. We were all down. Like we just wanted to. What are your thoughts?
Man, Jimmy Cooper, for everybody watching or listening on YouTube.
Oh, my first night. Oh, Jimmy Cooper. All right, so
let me read this out for the people on YouTube.
All right, yeah.
For y'all listen on YouTube music. Jimmy Cooper says, "What was your first thoughts when you got to set, and how did that night go for you?"
All right, so here's what happened. This is a good question, Jimmy. This is funny, actually. I'll make sure I'm not saying anything I shouldn't say. All right, so in my interview, one of the questions was, how are you going to handle the physical part of the process?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only experience I had was with white fraternities, like Russian, like they were trying to get me to, join or whatever. So I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't understand what that meant. So I said, "Excuse me, man. I'm a 5A varsity athlete. I don't run home to mama for nothing." Like this is true story, Jimmy, since you asked the question. And my man, like he had a newspaper in his hand. He put it up and he was like, "Okay." So the first night, all right, that first event happened, whatever that event might have been. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to see a manager. Like this was not,
I need to see a manager.
I didn't sign up for what is happening right now. Are y'all doing this because I'm white? Is this what's going on? I don't understand. So man, it was rough. It was rough. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. Nothing. Great question.
That's dope. In saying that, man, we ran a video when we first started. We're gonna run it again for the people that's just joining us, man. This is one of Chad's. Oh, what I do? My bad, guys. There we go. All right, here we go. Right here. Chad out here doing the damn thing, man, for real. Okay, tag somebody. Hell yeah, man. So like you said, you still keep in contact with a lot of them, man. So explain to people the brotherhood.
No. I'm a life member. The difference between black fraternities and white fraternities, or not all white fraternities, but most white fraternities. Black fraternities are forever.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like you still keep in contact with a lot of them.
I'm a like right now I'm active in our local grad chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, what you're saying right now, like we've been on chats all week because a lot of these guys are still in Florida, and my line, the guys I pledged with, I mean, we have a group chat we were on today. What did he say? Cody, my man, that's funny. That is funny.
But so how was that like, man? To carry that brotherhood, you know what I mean, into the adulthood, you know what I mean, and to see the next generation doing it.
When you're pledging, in our fraternity, one of the big brothers is your dean of pledgees. All right, and my dean, I don't know if he wants his name online, so I'm not going to say it. But my dean came up to me one night when we were getting close to crossing. I didn't know that. But he put his arm around me and he said, I'm very interested in how this is going to go for you. I was like, why do you say that? He's like, well, is this some phase that you're going through? Or in 10 years, if I come to your cubicle or your office, are you going to have Alpha on the wall? And man, like I didn't think it was a phase, but the fact that was in his head.
Yeah.
So
and that goes back to taking a chance on you.
Exactly. And he very recently he told me, because he posted something, late one night, and that kind of got me a little choked up. And I said, man, I just always wanted you to be proud of me. And he said, you have always exceeded my expectations.
That's what's up. Now, let me ask you a question. So you went through a phase, like earlier we were talking about, you went through a phase where you read the Malcolm X book, right?
Yep.
Do you think if you would have never read that book, you would have pledged?
I still would have pledged, I think. Yeah, because by then I had already been impacted. I read the book because of those 2 classes I took with old boy who passed away. God rest his soul. And by the way, in the spirit of saying that, to all those people who have gone through anything in the storm, praying for y'all, love y'all, God bless y'all. Because I live in North Carolina, as Jay just said, there are a lot of people here that have been devastated in Florida as well. Yeah. But I was like, my life was already changed by then by that professor. Whoa, I should have told you. The professor was white, by the way, from Kentucky.
Man.
From Kentucky. And he was a history professor with a focus on African American history at Florida State, like in the 70s. So he like I was already affected. No. And so no, I still would have pledged. But the book, this is what I was going to tell you. I forgot to mention earlier because I get off track when I start talking. But I went through a phase, man, where all I'm wearing every day is some Malcolm X t-shirt, because I had about 1 million of them. And that, you remember the cap with the X, the black cap with the X, pulled down low. And I don't know if you know, do you remember the Nikes from back then that they were black and they had the X straps? It was silver straps. They're crisscross ones. Yeah, and they were silver. So like that's what I wore to class every day. Like this is before I pledged. This is just this is I'm straight out of, I'm like a freshman in high school. I mean in college rather, and that was my get up.
Let's see what Jimmy said. Jimmy said, for people that don't know what Hell Week is, can you explain to them what that is and what your experience was like? If you can, if not, we don't have to touch on it.
All right, Hell Week is the week before you cross. Typically, is the way it's laid out. And it's exactly the right description for it. Let me give it to you like this. All right. Instead of telling you any of the really bad stories, let me tell you a hilarious story. Okay.
Jonathan, I see your question. We're going to get to you next.
Our hell night, when we got home, it was daytime for sure.
Mm-hmm.
My line brother, one of the guys that was in that step show you just showed, my line brother was behind me in his little he had a, I don't know, he had a couple cars. He had a little Chevette and he had a nice Altima. An Altima was a nice car back then, but he had this little Chevette that he like tooled around in, and I drove a Jeep. I had a CJ7 from high school, and we were parked facing away from each other. This is what it was like, Jimmy, for those who are interested. At the end of that night, he got in his car, I got in my Jeep, and we backed out and slammed into each other. Here's the punchline. I hopped out real quick as I could after that night. He hopped out. I said, "You all right?" He said, "Yeah, man. You all right?" I said, "Yeah." We just got back in our cars and left. That was the end of it. We didn't even talk about. There was no, well, here's my insurance card. Like there was nothing. Like just I've got to get somewhere where I can lie down just for a few minutes.
Yeah, Jimmy said that was my next question. Tell us a funny story while you were online. Jonathan says, "Were you into black women then, and what about now?"
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Yeah. All right. Jay's laughing. So here's why he's laughing. Let me put it this way. All right. Let me put it this way. I didn't have a problem. I got extra credit. So in terms of the problem in the Clinton administration, I was the problem. I must say it that way. And so whose question is this? So
It's Jonathan's question.
Jonathan. So my practice wife was black. That's why Jay's laughing, because he knew that was coming. We did not make it for very long at all. And let me explain something to you.
Amazing kids, though.
We have great kids. No, that's not her. That's not her. No, that's Laura's.
Oh, okay.
All right. So anyway, but here's the thing. Our problems had nothing to do with me being white or her being black. I make these jokes a lot of times, and I don't want to disparage her at all. But if there was some way that I could have divorced her and gotten custody of her entire family, if it worked upside down, like I talked to her mom and her grandma last year. Like we got divorced 20 years ago. So my current wife is white, but our kids are mixed. And there's a lot of stories behind that too. But
yeah. Yo, we got Dustin Hayes in the house. What's going on? That's my guy right there. That's one of my artists. He said, as an artist that's catching buzz in a lot of diverse communities, how do you manage the line you have to walk between what you grew up with and cultural appreciation?
No, he wrote appropriation. And that's the answer. The answer is that, Dusty, the answer is that for me, and I'm old now. Okay. So, I still care what people think about me, and things are way more politicized today than they were back then. And social media is a beast. So you have to be extremely careful. Mm-hmm. Having said that, I think not everybody, but most rational people can tell the difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation. Like, let's use who's a good Eminem. Eminem will tell you all the people that inspired him and influenced him, and none of them was white peoples. Not none of them,
No.
except maybe the Beastie Boys, maybe.
Yeah.
But they were all black people. Like, they were all great artists.
No.
I mean, if he think about his line, he said, "I got a list, and here's the order of my list that it's in. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, right? Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and then me, like that." So if you're honoring and appreciating what you're doing and making sure people get credit for it, I think most rational people are cool with that.
Facts. And then Jonathan says, "Were you treated different by the school or town?"
I got treated differently a little bit from some of the white people who, I mean, kind of knew me, but didn't really know me. They thought they knew me, whatever. Put it this way. I've been called everything from the N-word lover to the N-word itself. But it was very, very short-lived. And it was never any of my real friends. My real friends are gonna love you because they love you. So yeah, a little bit, but not much.
You know. And Dusty said, "It's hard for me to articulate. I have a lot of my roots in hip hop, but I can't come speaking on things I'm ignorant on. But one doesn't know they're ignorant until they're ignorant." No, that's facts though, and that's one thing. Dusty he's like, to me, I think your roots is more than hip hop, bro. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. As long as I've been knowing you, you know what I mean. But I definitely feel what you're saying. And Jimmy says, "Everyone had that one line, brother, that was called 'Can't Get Right.' Who was that brother? And what did he do to keep y'all in set longer?"
All right, so Jimmy, is Jimmy Greek? Jimmy, are you Greek? Because you're right, but here was the problem for me. I was the guy. And there's a couple reasons. All right, here's a couple guys, right? A couple reasons why. One was because I was going to school full time and I was working full time in restaurants at night, so I didn't get off work until sometimes till 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Now remember, this is 1991. This is pre-social media. It ain't like nobody could text me and say, "Tonight we're all wearing the Hanes underwear with the black," like we couldn't do that because who you gonna call? Like, they couldn't call my restaurant and tell me that. So I screwed stuff up several times, got everybody in trouble because of it. But that's one. The other thing is, let me explain this to you. In 1991, in the South,
He said his line got dropped.
Pledged 586. In 1991 in the South, when it was like a game of telephone. Say, man, USF got a white boy on the line. Road trip. So, I mean, Georgia, other parts of Florida, like people. So not like a lot, but a couple times it was like, let's go see what the white boy is about. So sometimes I was that.
Then Cody said, "Did they have a nickname for you? And can you tell us what it was, if so?"
I'm trying to make sure I don't say anything that's out of order. My line name is Redeemed, and that was a mix of a Christian thing and a fact that there's some stuff that my line brothers did to kind of help me along. So I was Redeemed. That's my line name, Big Brother Redeemed. But when I was online, when you're online, the big brothers have a nickname for you. That's their name for you.
So they only allowed to call you.
Right. So it was Chub Rock, because I was 6'3" and a quarter of an inch bigger.
Oh my goodness. I'm weak. Yo, JJ, what's going on, my guy, man? God bless you, my brother. For real. That's a good guy right there. I've been knowing JJ for a long time.
Dusty, you're welcome. I'm glad that helped you, man.
Oh yeah.
Glad that helped you.
Hell yeah. Man, so excuse me. When you first we got more questions. Hold on. In the present day, do Alpha try to test your knowledge? That's a good question, Jimmy.
Yes. Yes. The answer is just yes. Still, yeah.
I remember a while back we was talking. What was it? You was at the airport doing something, if I'm not mistaken.
What happened?
And I think it was just a bunch of.
Oh wait! Oh, you mean like you mean like bros come up to me to like challenge me? No, oh, I didn't know what I thought. No, I don't know. I wasn't. Is that what you're asking? Like bros come and challenge me?
No, I think he just means like test your knowledge on
not anymore, man. I pledged 30-something years ago.
Yeah, that is what he meant.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, not very often, not at my age. Look at me. Look at my hair. You know,
he got perfect hair. Look at the hair,
I'm talking about how gray I am. Like at this point, when you go up, you do what you do to challenge each other, like the basic challenge, and then once you say, Chad Tate, Theta Gamma, Fall 91, that's kind of really all you like. As soon as you say that, there's not a whole lot of like, well, can you tell me about the 7 jewels? I mean, that doesn't happen to me anymore. It happened to me a little more when I was younger. And I had a couple of negative experiences, only a couple though. But the other thing I was going to say real quick is that what I do get a lot, and I'm a clown, right? I do get a lot is like, are you really an alpha?
That's why he asked, so the people wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. Right. Because I sound like I sound, right? But yeah, there are lots of people who come to me and are like, and they don't have to be Greek. They're just like, are you really an alpha? Like this happened on the cruise we just came back from. A woman came to me and she said, are you an alpha? And I said, yeah, is that all right? She goes, Alpha Phi Alpha? I was like, is there another one? I just ooze alpha. I mean, like, what are you talking about? What is there some reason you're asking me that question? Like, why do people ask me that?
But you know why they ask, so come on. Yo, JJ says, salute, bros. Being that I'm a man of God, Mr. Redeemed, are you in fact redeemed by the blood of the Lamb?
Yes, I am, brother.
Man, amen,
yeah.
JJ. Man,
yeah. Absolutely.
Not giving JJ too much of his business out there, man, but I've seen JJ's being redeemed, I guess you could say, since we're using that word. You know what I mean? I seen where he came from and where he's at now. So big shout out to you, my guy, for real. Then JJ said my sister was an Alpha Chi Omega.
Okay. What's Cody saying right there?
Oh, Cody said, do you go back and see the new talent on the line now that you're one of the older brothers?
Yeah, so this is 2024. So 2 years ago was our chapter's 50th anniversary. And I actually, it's another video we should have put up. But anyway, I hosted the banquet for the 50th anniversary of the chapter. Like old dudes, young cats. Yeah, I love my chapter.
Oh yeah. And then Jimmy says, have you been able to meet any famous alphas?
That's a good question. Not off the top of my head. I mean, not like celebrities. Interestingly, just like No, not really. Not that I can think of. I mean, there are lots of us, but not that I can think of. That's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me that.
Let's talk about, you said there's chapters. You have a chapter right here, right? So
Yeah.
what do you guys do in the community for people that don't know exactly what you guys do?
Well, right now, for example, and this I should be very clear here, okay? I've had a lot of health issues over the last several years. So there's very little that I do out in the community the way that I did when I was younger. My wife and I did go to a homeless clothing drive, feed homeless people thing a few months back. I don't remember exactly when. And got to meet we have a big chapter. We've won National Chapter of the Year several times. So, but what the chapter does is huge. I mean, it's immense. So like right now, one of our national programs is a voteless people is a hopeless people. Well, it's election season. So registration drives, talking to people about, issues, that kind of stuff. But go to high school, go to college is one of our national programs. Voteless people is hopeless people. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens. And then the other thing that happens a lot, especially once you get older, is the local grad chapters get together for all kinds of events. So like we'll host a big scholarship event, fundraising event or whatever, and the Deltas will come and the Qs will come and the Sigmas, whatever. So you'll have tons of inner group support within what's now called the Divine Nine. So there's 5 fraternities and 4 sororities, and that's called the Divine Nine. And they're very significant chapters here in Charlotte for all those groups.
What would you say has been some of your most memorable experiences since you pledged?
Almost getting killed once.
Wait, what?
When I was
Hold
pledging.
on.
I mean, not when I was pledging, but after I crossed. Yeah, I got. So I said I've had 2 negative experiences. One was bad. One was bad, but it's funny. So if Jimmy's still on, he'll get a kick out of this. But it was funny. We were at Nationals, okay, in Chicago, and it was after the step show after party. So there's a step show, then there's an after party, and then everybody breaks. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's heading back to their room or going to the whatever rooms to party or do whatever. But there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of alphas, right? So I got on a jersey, and there's a couple of drunk dudes from Long Island, right? Dreaded up, super like, you could tell they didn't have a lot of white friends. You could tell pretty quickly. Okay. He's like, it's a perp. He's fronting. And I'm looking around. Like, he's talking to me?
Looking for the person.
Right. and it was me. So, everybody's been partying and doing their thing, and a lot of people been drinking or whatever. And so a couple of them start coming up at me, and they're like hemming me up against the wall. And then it's like a crowd, right? It's like 50 people. And here I am, y'all. Check me out, right? So I'm a pretty well-known commodity in the South at this point. Now, I know we're in Chicago, but we're at Nationals. I'm like, where are my chapter brothers? Where are my grad brothers from Tampa? How did I lose everybody? What happened? Right? Like, there's nobody here who knows me. Somebody could come and be like, no. So here's what happened next, right? They get and I'm getting nervous, right? I'm getting nervous. Here's what happened. I said, hold up. Everybody stop. And they stopped for a second, right? I said, all right. So you gonna tell me that I'm gonna look like this and put on this jersey and come up in here when I know all y'all are in here at nationals?
Yeah, of all places.
And like 50 of the 52 people left. They were all like, oh, he right. There ain't no way. He ain't front.
Yeah.
It was just like the two drunk guys that stayed in, it turned out fine, but I was worried I was going.
All right, so where were your brothers at?
Like, they were all gone. Like they had gone to the rooms to do whatever they were getting ready to do.
Left you out there by yourself.
Nah, I didn't think of it like that at the time. Like I was frat by
y'all were just hanging out.
Right. I'm here with Buzz. Everything's gonna be great. It was not great. Not for a few minutes.
Man, so the younger guys coming in now pledging. What is the reception you get from them?
They love me.
Love you?
Yeah, because I'm legendary. It's cool.
Okay.
Like when we went back to the that 50th anniversary thing, it was like, yo, that's
Chad.
That's
Chad.
But it was funny because there's one of my line brothers. He'd be like, "That's so and so's line brother." I was like, "No, slow down. No, he's my line brother." And they're like, "Oh,
yeah."
So yeah, no, I'm still the only white dude. Like this will be 33 years later. I'm still the only white dude.
Yeah.
There's been a couple Asian dudes, but I'm the only white dude.
So the only white dude from University of South Florida, and what is like 25, 30 total, or is there more than that?
25, 30 what?
White dudes.
Oh,
total.
I don't know anymore because you're right. When you say it was a movement, like when I joined, okay, when I pledged this fraternity, my best understanding, the numbers that I could get, which date back to, check this out, 1946.
Mm-hmm.
There was only 50 out of like 150,000.
Yeah.
But then, Eminem comes along and all of a sudden everybody, it's like whatever, it's 2002 or whatever. And Marshall Mathers LP comes out.
Yeah.
Like the whole world just changed all of a sudden. And so like I said, I think there's like two other white guys in my grad chapter.
Okay.
Now they didn't pledge undergrad.
No.
They pledged grad chapter, which is a totally different world.
Okay. What's the difference? If you can speak on that.
The biggest difference is how do I say this the right way? The grad chapter is who's supposed to be regulating everything for everybody.
Okay.
So kids are still going to be kids and do what they've been doing until their chapter gets suspended. Whatever that means to you. So hazing is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Hazing's been illegal for a long time. But it shouldn't be happening at all. But to my knowledge, it doesn't really happen at grad chapter level.
Okay.
So it's a different thing. I'm not saying they're not brothers. They absolutely are my brothers. And when they pledge, generally, they're workhorses.
Yeah.
They're not doing it to get like letters when you're on campus to be like cool, or whatever. Not that that's why I pledged, but I know a lot of guys who did. And most of these dudes, they're pledging because they're absolutely committed to. They understand that we talked about this the first time. I'm never going to understand what it's like to be a black man. Don't ever pretend to.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know what it's like to be a minority, even if it's in a microcosm.
Mm-hmm.
So these dudes are perfectly willing to be a minority. This organization was not designed for me.
No.
It was not created for me. It was created because there was a need at Cornell for these 7 guys to get together. Well, it was a lot of guys, but the 7 who are our jewels, they needed to support each other because nobody else was going to support them. So that's not my experience.
No.
I was a white boy at a predominantly white institution. Now, do I sometimes wish I'd have pledged at a black school? Yeah. I don't know if it would have happened. I don't know if that would have ever happened.
Do you think it would happen today?
Depends on the school, but I think it could. I think it could.
Do you think it's as likely as back then? Because like we spoke last time, it was more acceptable back in those times compared to everything we're going through now with race relations and everything.
Yeah, but I think there was more of a reverence in the black community for HBCUs than there is today. Mm-hmm. That's just it's not like something that I have evidence. It's just how I feel. So I think if it were to happen, I actually think it would be more likely to happen today than then. But that's the only thing that I think is potentially more open than it was then. I think back then, man, I mean, we all just loved each other, man. Like everybody was just, not that there weren't beefs, but we were down.
No. Man, I know we've talked throughout the years, man, the relationship we have, and I know what it means to you to pledge. Man, if you could, what would you say to the brothers that gave you a chance and believed in you?
Man.
I know I ain't trying to make you cry, Chad. I know, man. I know it.
I talked to a lot of them a lot. I asked for advice. Sometimes I offer advice, but I couldn't be more grateful. I'm not a perfect guy at all, but I've always tried to be a brother that you knew you could count on if you needed me. That's a hard one, Jay. That's hard, man. I mean, if you're watching this, if you just happen to be some old dude from either Theta Gamma or Gamma Zeta Lambda, the older dudes in Tampa, you changed my life. You changed my life.
I feel it, man. I respect that. We're gonna leave it on that note, for real. It's definitely feel it, man, for real. It's saying that, man. We're gonna take a little break real quick, run the track real quick. And then Jimmy, we'll get to your next question that we seen up there. Man, y'all check this out. We're gonna go with Rob V, Crown or Champagne?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the sounds of Rob V and Overflow.
Crown or champagne?
You can chill or celebrate. Crown or champagne. Raise your glasses.
We're together. It seems I hit the lotto. Purple bag, I twist the bottle. Pop champagne that has to follow. We're together. It seems I hit the lotto. Purple bag, I twist the bottle. Pop champagne that has to follow. We're together.
Replay, listen what she say. Moving from the dude who had a bought over EJ. She coming my way, and all I gotta say, we're doing a damn thing with Crown or Champagne. You had a long week and you dealt with bull. Now it's all over and your pocket's full. You may wanna celebrate or kick back. We're doing the damn thing with Crown or Champagne. Dance, step, to the right, to the left. Need to catch on, then ask for help. Have a good time, it's the only thing left. We're doing the damn thing, we're crying the champagne. We go dance, step to the right, to the left. Need to catch on, then ask for help. Have a good time, it's the only thing left. We're doing the damn thing, we're crying the champagne.
We're together. It seems I hit the lotto. Purple bag, I twist the bottle. Pop champagne that has to follow. We're together. It seems I hit the lotto. Purple bag, I twist the bottle. Pop champagne that has to follow. We're
You can chill,
together.
you can celebrate. You can chill, you can celebrate. You can chill, you can celebrate. Champagne the crown, champagne the crown. You can chill, you can celebrate. You can chill, you can celebrate. You can chill, you can celebrate. Champagne the crown, champagne the crown. Can I dance with you, baby? Don't hurt the ex. You the center, look around where the circle at. Girl, work your back. Got the purple bag with a splash of color. Can you work with that?
Work with that.
Said she wants champagne, but she sneaking my crown. Put it back. Said she wants champagne, but she sneaking my crown. Put it back.
Don't touch my crown, no.
Said she wants champagne, but she sneaking my crown. DJ replay, listen what she say. Moving from the dude who had a bottle of EJ. She coming my way, and all I gotta say, we're doing the damn thing. We're crowning the champagne. You had a long week and you dealt with bull. Now it's all over and your pocket's full. You may wanna celebrate or kick back. We're doing the damn thing. We're crowning the champagne. We go dance, step to the right, to the left. Need to catch on, then ask for help. Have a good time, it's the only thing left. We're doing the damn thing. We're crowning the champagne. Come on.
All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. We got some questions on here. Man, we got Russell in the house. What's going on, Russell? Russell said, Devin Stoops, one of your brothers.
So Jimmy asked something about
Let's see, Jimmy right here.
how was it on the yard after crossing? Oh, yeah, I got man, Russell, man. For those of y'all who don't know Russell, Russell is a man who we don't agree on much on things like politics and stuff like that. But that's a friend of mine. That guy, he's been
Good people.
man. He's been a warm, loving person to me since the day we met on Facebook.
Actually, let's touch on that. How little backstory on how we all met, including Russell also. So we started a Facebook group called the Gray Room, and back it was 4 years ago. I got out of it about a year ago, but we were all admins and mods, and we started doing meet and greets.
I think you got out of it longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
No?
It was a little bit after I started my podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, we started doing meet and greets, and we would meet all over the country. You know what I mean? And became close. You know what I mean? And we became a family. You know what I mean? That's really how this all came about. You know what I mean? Including with Russell and everybody. You know what I mean? So big shout outs to everybody involved, for real. But yeah, how was it on the line on the yard after crossing?
man, I'm telling you straight up, Jimmy. Like, it was immediate. Like everybody, like people had heard about me. After I crossed, like they heard about me, but can you pull up that the newspaper picture again?
Yeah.
So check this out, Jimmy, in answer to your question. All right, so that step show right there, I was saying before, that was 20 days after I crossed. Let me tell you something. A lot of people had heard about me, but this was the biggest Greek event of the year every year. And a lot of people had heard about me, but not everybody. And we hadn't had any parties yet or any of that. We didn't have like a coming out show. That's like a big thing now. We didn't have that. So there are a lot of people who didn't know me. And this is not just the school. Like, this is the community that comes to this event. This is a big event. And when we came out, we were all on the floor, and it was dark. And we all walked into a huge floodlight, a big floodlight. And I was in the very, very back. I'm just gonna tell you like this. This is what we're doing. Can they see this?
Hold on,
So this is what we're doing, right? We're getting ready for the set, getting ready for the step, and there's a like intro music playing. And when I came into the light, I thought that the roof was gonna fall down. Like that's what I'm saying about how different things. Like, people lost their minds. And I think, there are a couple reasons that the chapter put me in the back. One, gotta make sure if the white boys, if he mess up, he'll be in the back. That's one. But two, I think they thought this is gonna be live. This is gonna be off the hinges, right? So we literally, like, there's a little pause from that point until we could start the step. Like, the guy who's getting ready to call the step for our first step, we couldn't hear anything. Like, nobody could hear anything. So that's my short answer to your question, man. Everybody was great to me. Everybody.
All right, then we got, let's see. That's where I'm at, man. I just want to love everyone. The hate truly confuses me. Mad love, dude. This a real ass interview. Man, appreciate you, Dusty, for real. Cody said that's love. That's when you was talking about your brothers. And Jimmy said, do you have a video of your probate?
We didn't have a probate. We didn't have that.
What's a probate? A
probate show is like I was just saying before, we didn't have a coming out show. Like today, when you cross, everybody does it a little differently, but typically what happens is the new line comes out, but they all have masks on. Mm-hmm. And then they go through a couple of steps or whatever, and then they get individually introduced, and they have like their own little single step, their solo.
Yeah.
And then they rip their mask off, and the place goes crazy. Wow. We didn't have that.
Then we have Mufasa Shabazz said, in 1991, why would you even want to do that? Why not though, Shabazz?
That's a good question. What do you mean? Why would I want to do what?
Pledge. We'll get back to
I want to know I want to know what he wants to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, we need more detail on that, Mr. Shabazz. Definitely. But for those of you that's just tuning in, Mr. Shabazz being one of them, man, y'all check this video out, man. Man, all right, right, so this is the more direct
because it's a
question.
black frat and you're white. All right, so okay, so you probably got here a little late. I had a long story. If you want to rewatch from the beginning, wait, what's the next thing?
The first thing I wonder about is the black story.
Yeah,
And
exactly
it was
right.
Very difficult racially than 24.
Right. I think it was better. Mr. Shabazz. I think it was better then than now. I think social media it's divided so many people. Man, but there is a long backstory, and I told it probably the first 20 minutes ish of the video if you want to go back and watch later. But the long and short of it was this was my like socially, intellectually, like I thought this was going to be my cause for life, and in many ways it has been. Like for life, like it's not my career. I'm a real estate investor. But I'm still active in my fraternity today. I've been a life member since 2000 or 2001. So yeah, man. So it just, I'm not sure what your perspective is, but I'm very happy to answer any other questions you have. But I would, if you want to hear the backstory, it's pretty long. I told a much longer version in this video than I did the first time that Jay interviewed me.
Yeah, so if you want to hear like this, so we did the second interview. We did, if you go back to my YouTube channel, but you're on it right now. The third interview I've ever did hit latest videos, and they'll pop up with the first interview we did a year and a half ago. And he also explains it, like he said in this interview, which we've been on here for an hour and a half already. He said, "I'm just curious. I'll check it out though."
Oh, okay.
And then Jimmy says, "I'll tell you one thing. I can't hide the fact I was flexing after a week."
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I absolutely understand.
Cody said, "Do you still throw on the outfit and step at your house, reminiscing, and show your kids what Dad has done?"
Well, that outfit, I gave that Kente print vest to my daughter. I don't know if she still has it or not. If she still has it, I might ask for it back because I've only seen her wear it once. But anyway, but I mean, I'm wearing letters right now. I mean, but in answer to your question, Cody, when I was a little bit younger and a little bit healthier, my kids, they got plenty of me. They got plenty all the time. I mean, my wife still laughs, you know, because I'm always dancing, even though I can't really even walk anymore. Like if there's a beat, I'm bobbing my head. Like, all right, so this is what, October now. So when They Not Like Us came out, I must have watched that 5,000 times. Before the video, even like before the video, like when it was just like the joint on YouTube with Drake's mansion.
Uh-huh.
I mean, by the time the video came out, I was like, I got it.
Chad done made 3 dance moves to it.
So yeah, I mean,
Mufasa, are your children black?
My children are black, but they're not my biological kids. That's part of the story you missed. But my wife's children are mixed. My current wife is white. There's a long story behind that, but yes. So I, you know, so as an example, I had to talk with my son. You know, you roll the windows down, you put the keys on, and you put your hand. Like, I mean, I've been yanked out of my car. He's been yanked out of his car. So yes, that's the short answer.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you right now, y'all see this man's hair right now, you better keep your woman away from him. That's luxurious hair. You know what I mean? Let's see. Before we go ahead and end, is there anything else you want to add and tell to the people?
I talk too much. I hope I didn't say it. I do want to say this. Two things. One, thank y'all very much for thinking I'm interesting. That's an honor in and of itself. And to Jay for, Jay, this is my house. We're at my house right now. Jay's staying here tonight. And I really appreciate the love. That's one. And the other thing is, for any of my frat brothers, if you're watching this, especially if you're part of my personal experience, and I've said anything that you thought was either inappropriate or inaccurate, please let me know. I need to know, because that was not my intention tonight. Was more to showcase who I am and what I believe in, and my frat just happens to be a big part of that story, which interests Jay, and so we talked a whole lot about that. But if anybody who's watching this thought it was either inappropriate or inaccurate, please let me know. And Jay's already told me that he'll help me clean it up and edit it if we have to later. I don't want to do anything that does anything other than honor and thank and give gratitude to a fraternity that was not designed for me, but gave me. It just added so much to my life,
Oh yeah, I see your comment. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute. Actually, we'll do it right now. Jimmy says, "What is your top 5 hip hop artists? Top 5 dead or alive?"
Oh, I'm not good at these lists. I'm really not, man. All right. May I ask a question of you?
What's up?
All right. So, do you have any criteria that you like? Are we talking about lyricists? Are we talking about overall production? Are we talking about what they brought to the game? I want to know, like, what are the questions?
Just your preference in artists. Your top 5, your go-to top 5.
All right, if it's my go-to top 5,
he said all of the above.
All right, Jimmy. I'll do my best. It's probably gonna seem whack. Number 1 is gonna be Run DMC. Just because of how much they impacted me when I'm like 12. If I hear Rock Box today, everything stops. Like I know every line. If I hear, Hard Times. Number 2 is probably gonna be Grandmaster Flash because of Scorpio. Probably The Message in Scorpio. Number 3. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Shabazz. I appreciate you. So I agree with you. My favorite is this. So here's where we're going next. My favorite is what I'm going with. I'm not doing who the greatest are.
Yeah.
So Run DMC. Who did I say second? Grandmaster Flash. The Beastie Boys, because when I was 14, that was the first white rap artist I ever heard, and I was already a hip hop head. I'm 14 years old, and I'm going to see these dudes at this concert, and I'm standing like 3 rows back, and they're throwing beers into the crowd, and there's a girl on her boyfriend's shoulders pulling her shirt up to get a beer thrown. Like, so I'm 14, so that's got to be how do you escape that? You know, I'm 14 years old. And by the way, License to Ill was incredible. Like, you got to go. That's Rick Rubin stuff, which is also part of Run DMC's success. You connect all that together. They're in the top 5. Africa Bambaataa specifically because of Planet Rock. When I don't know, was I 10?
Man, African Bambaataa's a good one right there. Man.
So I got one more, right? Let's try to think of somebody more recent. God, that's tough.
That's a good
The last one. I mean, it's got to be Eminem, and here's why. And he would be in my top 5 greatest too, by the way. But here's why. It's not because he's white, right? I mean, that I gave that line for the Beastie Boys. It's because of this. Eminem and I are the same age. We are the same age, and he still got it like that. Like he grew out a beard and then does this new Houdini joint that just like he just connected his old days to the new days.
For real, though.
Right now,
For real.
I mean, like right now at 52, what? But yeah, Eric B and Rakim. I mean, I'm not arguing with any of these. Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie. Cody's listed what I stole that Eminem joint. Wait, is that Curtis?
Yeah, it's my cousin.
Oh,
Curtis.
yeah, Kurt. Yeah, hey, what's up, Curtis?
Yes, sir.
Long time no talk to, man.
What's going on, cuzzo?
Jimmy, I'm not sure if you're asking me like if that's a real question.
Yeah,
that can't be a real question. That can't be a real question. There's no that cannot be a real. What are you talking about? What? Like that cannot even be like. I'm not sure Drake got up yet. Like I think he's still somewhere like trying to. I mean, he's got to be. If he's not in a coma, something's wrong. Like it's not.
That was funny.
Drake. I mean, Kendrick dropped so much on Drake's head at one time. Like I just. And I understand. I'm not the hip hop head I was when I was a kid, right? But I know the Kendrick Drake story pretty well, right? I mean, and after Meet the Grams, he's gonna drop that like what was that, like a week late? Like it was like man, Kendrick just absolutely wrecked him. That can't be a real story. Why are you asking me
is that a real question?
That can't be a real question. Kendrick should be in a coma just from like the level of life that he just exploded into the universe. I'm just like, oh my God, that guy. Let me put it this way. My country wife. If I she's asleep now, but if I turned on They Not Like Us right now, she'd be like, I'm telling you, like she'd be like, that's not even a conversation.
Man, it's saying that we're gonna go ahead and end this.
Yeah.
We're gonna
we
be
talk
for
way
a few
too
hours
long.
talking anyway. But like we said before, man, man, this is dope, man. I'm gonna go back to the very first time we did an interview a year and a half ago. Hold on, top 3: Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, Mac, and Dre. Okay, I like that. The first time we did an interview a year and a half ago. My overall goal was to change one person's outlook or life. You know what I mean, on how they look on life, and we accomplished that goal months later. I got a notification, and a lady commented on that episode thanking us, and she needed to see this. You know what I mean? We literally was on one platform, YouTube only, less than 50 subscribers. Here we are a year and a half later, 3 platforms, 3 sponsors, bunch of partnerships, and over 8,000 subscribers on 3 different platforms. You know what I mean? So for you to believe in me and entrust in me to tell your story a year and a half ago, and then here we are a year and a half later to entrust me again with a bigger platform, and I truly appreciate it. And you already know, man, nothing but love and respect. For real. You already know what it is,
my brother.
For real, for real. In saying that, let's see, we got to get him on the sports show. Facts. Yo, big facts. We might not shoot one this Saturday. I need to find out what time the wedding is on Saturday. If it's late in the afternoon, we could definitely do our sports show. Man, I appreciate you, cousin, man. I'm glad you're better, and I'm glad you're back home, man, and take care of your health, man. For real.
Good to see you, Curtis.
For real, for real. In saying that, we're gonna go ahead and end this. One more time. Y'all want to see the roll one more time? Man, we had to show that. Man, also, man, y'all know I got a bunch of things going on real quick. I want to promote some stuff before we get on out of here. Y'all already know, man, come in. Yo, if y'all Halloween, I'm actually doing media for this event right here, man. So y'all come on out, man. It's going to be a Northwest Educational Center in Houston, Texas, man. If you want to perform, all artists, hit me up, hit Angie up. We're expecting over 5,000 people, partnered with 97.9, Hotel Network, Jessica Jeans, K-Dog. It's going to be super, super dope. Big shout outs to Angie for putting this together. And then we have my guy, Desta Hayes, performing November 2nd. Y'all don't want to miss it. And man, y'all come party with me.
Wait, that's the dude that was on with us tonight?
Uh-huh.
Yo.
Yeah. And then, man, come party with me with End Little Flip. Fan Appreciation Tour is going down. But actually, man, let's hear about it right here.
It's going down November 2nd, right here in the #1 spot in the Southeast. That's right, Winters Bar, Pasadena. Little Flip Fan Appreciation Tour. It's going down.
Can y'all hear the video?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Talk with Reckless Talk Management and Promotions. Everybody come on out for Little Flip Fan Appreciation Tour November 2nd at Winters. Man, turn it with the host right here, your boy Reckless Talk. Let's go.
Ladies, y'all come on down. Free from 10 to 11 p.m., 21 and up.
Tickets are now available at Ticketmaster. $20 pre-sales. Scan the QRL code below and the tickets are yours. It is going down. Table sections are now available. If you're interested in a table with a bottle and a bottle setup, contact us at 713-281-8283 and it's going down. Let's turn up.
Hey man, say man, what to do is the freestyle king, Lil Flip, aka Mr. Exotic Pop, and I'm bringing my fan appreciation tour to Winters Bar, man, Pasadena, man. Y'all pull up November 2nd, I'm live in concert. We got merch, we got meet and greets, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff for the fans, man. Thank you, man. Shout out to my bro Yogi, you know what it is. We going up. R.I.P. Pokey, R.I.P. DJ Screw. You never know who I might be.
Man, so you see it, man. Come on out, come party with us, and then catch me in Colorado November 16th for the Young Buck concert. It is going down, man. It's saying that, you know what, Jimmy, fuck you, you're an asshole. Yes, he whooped my ass in fantasy bad the other week. Oh my goodness, he whooped my ass bad. Oh shit, man. It's saying that, man. Big shout out to all of our sponsors that made this happen and made it possible. Hold on, let me get to them right here. Okay. Man, y'all check it out. Olive Root Beer, the greatest root beer on earth, brewed in Huntsville, Texas by Brew Nation. Old school family recipe from the 1950s. Always support local. And of course, we have J-Rack Distribution LLC and the greatest burgers on earth. And I'm going to say it in Jimmy's voice, Smash Wagon. we got a little jingle. Yo, Jimmy, I told just the owner of Smash Wagon, I was there yesterday, that we gotta make a jingle. But big shout out to Smash Wagon, man, located at 2605 East Lucas Boulevard, Beaumont, Texas. Just awarded best burgers in Southeast Texas. Y'all definitely go check them out. Man, it's saying that, man, we appreciate every single one of y'all watching. We appreciate everybody's going to be watching in the future. Man, we are out of here. We are live in North Carolina.